definitely don't want to just come up with a name on a whim and just decide any old name. You want to really put some time and some effort into it, because this is going to be something that you value. This is going to be something that's going to bring people in, and this is going to be something that you want to hold dear to you. I'm Keisha Sandel, your private practice coach, where I help you start from the ground up to build a successful therapy practice. Let's get started. Make sure you choose a name that can be felt. The name of my practice is Peaceful Mental Health Counseling Services. You have no idea how many times we get people calling in that say that they just called because of the name. Many people have said that they feel at peace. They feel like when they go to the therapy practice that they're going to receive peace, that they're going to be guided into that direction of having more of a peaceful mind. So think about who is coming through your doors and the type of feel that you want them to actually have once they leave the door. Now, also, you want to think about your personality. I personally believe that your name should represent you in some way. So if you are a professional, make sure that the name comes across as professional. If you're very lighthearted and funny, then let that name represent that as well. If you are more of a classy person, maybe very upscale person, then your name should represent that as well. Just think about it. When we talk about looking at your ideal client and looking at prospective clients that's going to be coming in through those doors, your name is going to be the very first thing that they see, and also can be that thing that captivates them and gets them to pick up the phone and make that phone call to connect with you. Make sure you choose a name that has not been chosen by another company, or especially a practice in your state or even in the US. If you're in the US, there are several ways that you could go about determining if the name that you're thinking of has actually been chosen by another business. The first thing you could do is do a general Google search. Go into Google or any type of search engine and type in the name and see if the name comes up. If the name comes up, then you obviously can see that someone possibly has chosen this name. Even when you're thinking about marketing practices, then you have to really think about what would like an acronym be, what would your website be, and you want to make sure that it's easy to the eyes and also easy to the ears and easy to remember. There's also other websites that you can go to identify whether or not the name that you have chosen has already been chosen. The first is LegalZoom.com. Many people use LegalZoom to register their businesses and to also make sure that they're in compliance with other aspects of their business. I'll put the link below so that you can go check them out. LegalZoom is a platform that you can use to help determine whether or not your practice name is actually already taken. LegalZoom, from what I've been hearing, doesn't actually do PLLCs. They only do LLCs. But you can check this out and you can actually reach out to them for further clarification on this. You also want to contact your Department of State. Now, this is really important because you definitely cannot have a name that is the same as someone that's in your state. So by going through your Department of State, you will be able to determine if there's been any business that has registered themselves in your state with the same name that you are pursuing. You can also check with your county clerk. Now, there is a county clerk in most states, and this is also a place where many people are registering their businesses. So if you go through the county clerk, they would also have the ability to verify whether or not your name has been taken. You can also check the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Now, this is really important, not just for your state locally, but if you ever decided that you wanted to have a practice in one state and go to another state, you definitely want to make sure that your name has been trademarked. Now, this is also a process that a lot of people don't go through for their practice. So if you want more information about that, tell me in the comments whether or not I should do a video on trademarking for counseling practices. When your name has been trademarked, then that definitely means that no one in the US can actually choose your name at all. There are different offices in each state. You can actually go to your local United States Patent and Trademark Office to determine whether or not this name has been trademarked, and also to trademark your name if you want to, and they can help you along with that entire process. Lastly, you want to make sure that you choose a name that can last you for years. Now, I'm all about the evolution of practices, and with this being said, you can always change your name if you want, But if, for instance, you have any desire to develop your practice, to grow your practice, let's say if you have a solo practice now and you want to build it to a group practice, then you may not want to have a name of your therapy practice that only represents you. Let's say you want to come up with a name that has a holistic approach. If you have any desire to branch out and to grow your therapy practice in that holistic approach, and maybe adding on other services, you want to have a name that's going to represent the holistic mission and vision that you have for your therapy practice, both now and in the future. This is going to be something that's going to represent you and your practice. And like I said in the beginning, make sure you choose a name that's going to be memorable. Take care, Authentic Therapists.